what's up, my name's Samuel Leeds. Right now I'm standing outside a house that was bought for £60,000. Now, there's houses in the street that are selling for £100,000. How was it bought so cheap? Because it needs work doing on it. However, the work needed on it are actually very, very small. I'm going to show you around. This is a perfect example of a buy, refurbish, refinance property. So this was kind of like a joint venture between you guys, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, and the thing is as well, like this property, what did you bring to the table, Tom? Why did you get in on this deal?
So I brought £10,000 that I'd saved to the deal, and then also a lot of hours working on the property, helping doing the refurb.
Okay. So you put 10 grand in.
Yeah.
You put 50 grand in.
Yep.
So altogether £60,000.
Yes.
What's the vision? What's the plan with it now?
Okay, so we're hoping that we'll get the property finished off, we'll get it revalued. We're hoping to revalue it for 90,000.
Yeah.
We've spent £10,000 on it. And then we'll pull our money out and get it rented for £600 to £650 a month.
And this is not something that you're new to either, is it?
No, I've been in property since 2003. I have a large portfolio.
What sort of extent is your portfolio?
I think we've got between ourselves, and we also have a little letting agency that we manage properties for other landlords mostly that we've sourced for.
Yeah.
So we've got about 100 tenants that we're looking after altogether.
Fantastic. That's incredible. So Tom, you put 10 grand in. All I'm trying to work out is, how does an 18-year-old have 10 grand? Did your parents give you that 10 grand and then you reinvested it?
So it came for a lot of hours working. So I work as a qualified swimming teacher. That's about £100 a week, a lot of hours, a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And then I also get paid to play rugby as well. I'm in an academy, the local academy for the Huddersfield Giants, and I saved all my money from there as well.
So you've been saving for a long time?
Since I was born.
Since you were born! Show me around the house. Hey, how you doing? Alright, how are you? So work's still happening?
Yeah.
Work's getting close to finished?
Yeah.
So Tom, basically your mum said, look, you're responsible for sorting everything out.
So we spent £750 on the kitchen, and then we paid £450 to get it fitted.
Hold on, £750?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Where did you get the kitchen from?
So we bought the kitchen on eBay off a man in Sheffield.
You bought it from, this is what happens when you get an 18-year-old on the job, right? They're like, so you bought it from eBay.
I thought Howdens would be okay, but...
Yeah, Howdens, right. How much would a Howdens kitchen be, you reckon? Like 1,500?
Yeah,
yeah?
1,500.
About 1,500?
And then to fit.
And then to fit, so you got it for $750, $450 to fit it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot of kitchen.
units here.
That's
So you've
left
got its
over.
own wine rack.
Yeah.
So, but you've been just with the manual work as well. You've been like stripping the wallpaper.
Yeah, stripping the wallpaper. Had to take all the interior doors off for the new interior doors.
Nice.
Had to take all the tiles off upstairs in the bathroom.
You know what though? You're in this project because your mom's seen what you're doing with some other stuff. You've got a rent-to-rent going on. So it's like, it's a nice joint venture.
Yeah.
And although he's your son, you're not giving him any money.
No.
He's bringing value. I'm kind of jealous. I know it's a good deal when I'm like jealous of the deal. Huddersfield Market. Interesting.
So this is the first of 3 bedrooms.
Okay, what happened up here?
Okay, so after we bought it, it was all fine. We're halfway through the refurb, and there was a lot of rain, and we got a little leak.
Oh.
So that has now been fixed.
What did you have to do? What did you have to do to put this right?
Literally just a slate moving and a bit of gutter patching up.
Problem with the roof, fix that. Oh, that's good. Okay. How much did that cost?
Like about £110 or something.
Yeah.
That's the thing, if you think, I've got a leaky roof and there's water coming in, you can think that's going to cost thousands. But just £100 something. Yeah, really nice. It's quite a light room, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me about what the garden was like.
So the garden was knee deep in dog doo-doo.
Oh no.
So
There's
that's
got mattresses everywhere.
and old mattresses and fridges, and basically because the landlord is living abroad, the previous landlord, the tenant lived here for 40 years. She did her best to get rid of what she could, but what she didn't want went in the garden.
I want to know the story of how you managed to buy this so cheap in such a booming market.
Yeah.
But buying a house like this for 60 grand, when it only needs 10 grand's worth of work, and then the new value is going to be like about 90. Like, how did you get it for 60 grand?
So it was just on advertised on Rightmove, a company called Yield It. I saw it and I thought I think it was advertised at about 65,000. I thought, that looks really cheap for a 3-bedroom in that area.
Yeah.
I saw that it had a tenant in it. I thought, great, we can uplift the rent still. I phoned the estate agent and they said, I found out then it was a sitting tenant, being here pre-1988. So they were on a protected tenancy. So the rent was only £350 a month. And for me, it just didn't stack.
No. 350, I mean, that's extremely low. Even for a 60 grand house, it just doesn't stack. No. So then what happened?
So I left it, and a few weeks later I got a phone call from the agent and he said, I've got news for you. The house that you were interested in, I've heard that the tenant is moving out. Do you want to see it? And I went, yeah, when can you fit us in? And he went, today. So I went, great, I'll be round.
Right.
So hot-footed it round here. There was another couple viewing it at the time, and got straight on the phone as soon as we walked out and put an offer in.
Yeah, you've got to be so fast. You know what, that's the thing, people spend so long making decisions.
Yeah.
I have to think about it.
Yeah.
I have to talk to my wife and my husband and my lawyer and my dog, and but you were offering as you were walking out of the door.
Yeah.
That's how fast you got to be.
That's why I always offer like that, because you just don't want to wait around for someone else to move in.
Here's the thing though, okay? I think you've got to be real quick at making decisions. You've been in the game a long time, so you know that now as well. But you've also got to do due diligence.
Yeah.
So what due diligence did you do on this property prior to offering on it?
Well, about 7 years ago we sourced a property for another landlord, which is right opposite this one, and then we paid £56,000 for it. So I knew that £60,000 7 years later was a belting deal.
Yeah, and then also Tom, you were saying that there was others in the street where you can see the whole sold prices on how do you see the sold prices? Where do you find that?
So you can check on Rightmove, and if you go on to nearby sold prices on the advert, then it'll show you the houses in the area that have sold.
Yeah.
And literally one across the street sold about a month ago for £100,000.
And we actually called the agent because we just sourced another property through him, and he confirmed that he actually got asking price for it.
Yeah, nice. So they're selling for 100. You got it for 60 so cheap because there was a tenant that's been in there for years and years and years, paying really cheap rent, and they were selling it based on the yield.
Yeah.
But then when the tenant moved out, you got in and bought it for £60,000. Like, you're 18 years old, you've saved up £10,000 worth of hard lifetime savings. You put in 10 grand in, you put in loads of time and effort into doing the refurb. Like, to have a stake in a house at 18 is crazy.
And I haven't really done anything apart from putting the money.
50 grand.
Yeah.
So it's like a nice joint venture agreement there. So great, keep showing me around. Let's see what's what.
So in here, it was just disgusting wallpaper, disgusting old carpet. we've got photos, and we have actually got a video from when we took the property over. And so just get rid of it all. New radiator, new light fittings, new sockets. We're keeping that because it's quite a nice feature. We're going to paint that white and just paint it throughout. New carpets.
What is the Buy Refurbish Refinance strategy? How does it work?
So you're buying a house for below market value.
Yeah.
And then you're going to spend money on your refurb.
Yeah.
Bringing up the value. So you don't just want to buy it and then bring it up to the value that you're spending the money on. So we bought it for 60, we don't want to spend 10 on it and then sell it for 70.
Exactly.
We want to buy it for 60, spend 10 on it, and then we're hoping to get it revalued at a minimum conservatively of 85,000, which means that we'll pull most of our money out, nearly all of it.
Yeah.
But we don't want to just pull our money out and sell it. We want to pull all the money out and rent it, and then the property will still keep going up in value.
And you've got a letting agency, so what do you think you'll get rent for this?
I think 650 easy.
650 really?
650.
What's going on with rents now in Huddersfield?
They're just flying.
Are
The demand is huge.
That's so interesting. So rent's going up.
Yeah.
House prices didn't go up since 2006, but now they're pushing up. So crazy. Really interesting market. I like Huddersfield. I'm getting drawn in. I'm getting drawn into Huddersfield.
The smallest one, this was also in a bit of a state as well. I was round here yesterday cleaning the skirting boards, cleaning the UPVC windows. I've done the best job that I can, but there's just some stuff that might not go.
Yeah, just ready so that the painter's got a nice surface to paint on, because they were so nicotine stained. I think the previous tenant lived in here for 40 years.
Yeah, wow. What are you hoping the value will be? What do you reckon?
I think 85 to 90.
Yeah. So if it values at 85, you're going to pull out most of your money, but leaving about 7 grand.
Yeah.
If it values at 90, you're going to pull out pretty much all your money.
Yeah.
If it's any more than that, I mean, you could end up pull your money out and get some money, being paid to have a house.
Yeah.
But we'll find out when the valuation comes in. But which way it pans out is much better than saving up, putting money in.
Yeah.
Saving up, putting money in, because you're recycling your cash, right?
Exactly. And whatever way it works out, the return on investment's going to be great.
Yeah. What would you say though, Tom? Someone that says, "Well, you're 18, but it's all right for you because you've got, your mom that's wanting to joint venture with you." And I mean, what would you say to someone that says that?
Well, I think it's just playing with the cards that I've been dealt.
Yes. I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, I think just seizing opportunity.
Yes.
I'm obviously in a really good position. The fact that my parents have got experience and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's nothing unless I act on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing, saving up money to get a stake in this house, getting my rent-to-rent deal, and there's more to come.
And that's the thing. I was going to say that it's not like you're just going along for the ride. No. You've been saving up a lot of money. You spent £1,000 coming on my training.
Yeah.
Right? Now you've got a rent-to-rent down the road.
Yeah.
Which is going to be making you about how much profit?
£550
a month. So you've got a bit of money coming from that. So, and the fact that I love what you said about taking the cards you've been given and dealing them, because it's very easy. People will always say, "Oh, it's all right for you, it's all right for you, it's all right for you, it's all right for you." But it's like, hang on a minute, you weren't given any money. Yes, your parents were in property, but so what? That's your cards, and you're dealing those cards. You're also networking. Yeah. At the crash course. Yeah. You were at the crash course. You were at the crash course.
I was.
Okay, so someone who's been in property longer than I've been in property, what was the crash course like?
I found it really interesting.
Yeah.
It was a good recap of quite a few things that I knew already, obviously. Good. But just, I think when you work on your own in property, like I have done for 20 years, it's hard to keep yourself motivated.
Yeah.
So I think just doing a course, jumping on Clubhouse in the morning, or looking at what other people are doing, just keeps you fresh and motivated, and that's really important to me.
That's so true. Being motivated, networking opportunities as well. Yeah. Also, some of the strategies, I know some of the things I teach are a little bit modern or creative, shall we say. What did you think when you first heard about like rent-to-rents and just different types of strategies, lease option agreements?
Well, it's something that we've never done. I mean, we have done lease option agreements before. Rent to rent, never tried that before, so I was quite curious to see how it would work.
Is Buy Refurbish Refinance, is that a strategy you've been doing for a very long time, or is that new to you?
I think we have, but we didn't know it was called that.
Okay! So you stumbled into it.
Yeah.
And then, great. But you were a bit worried when Tom spent £1,000 going on my course?
Well, no, I wasn't worried about that, because I just thought if he sells one deal, he can recoup his costs.
So you were cool with that?
Yeah.
And also you mentioned as well, like, you were thinking, well, if you went to uni...
Yeah.
I
mean, he's predicted grades of 3 A's, hoping he's going to come out with an A star in one of his A levels.
Yeah.
I'm an ex-lecturer. Education's always been important in our house, and it was always been my plan. My older daughter's at medical school. It was always been my plan that he would go to university. But unfortunately, I think I've done too good a job telling him about property and explaining to him that you don't always have to have a job and work for someone else.
Yeah.
He's seen the freedom that we've had as a family to bring up 4 children without working the 9 to 5, and I think he fancied a piece of it. So that's what he's gone off and done. And at first when he said, I don't think I want to go to university, I'm nervous because I didn't want him to waste his really good brain. But I think he's well on the way to proving the fact that he doesn't need to go to university.
Yeah.
He could go to university and spend £9,000 a year on fees, but he spent £1,000 on your course.
Yeah. And the results are paying off.
Yeah.
Like you got a rent to rent now. What did you, when you first got the rent to rent, I know you were a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Right, you're thinking, I hope it works out for him.
Yeah.
Rent to rent was something you've not done before.
And it's okay for me because if I make a mistake, I can afford to deal with it.
Yeah.
If I mess up, it's on my head.
Yeah.
When it's your son, who's only just turned 18, you don't want him to fail, you don't want him to mess up.
Yeah.
So that's what concerned me.
I understand that. But you knew he was in good hands.
Yeah.
You know, and how did you feel when he started renting the rooms out and it kind of proved that it was working?
Oh, so proud of him.
A lot more.
Yeah.
She felt a lot more comfortable with it all.
Yeah. When he actually said, "Oh, I've got 2 rooms rented already within the first week," I thought, "Oh, thank goodness, this is going to work," because we hadn't got an HMO in the area. We don't have any HMOs that don't have kitchenettes and en suites.
Yeah.
So I was a bit nervous about just a room.
Yeah.
Shared everything.
Sometimes as well, like, you know what, as property investors, sometimes people get stuck in a rut, I think, with their strategy and their thing. Sometimes what worked 5 years ago doesn't work today.
True.
So you need to be re-educating yourself, learning new things, testing things, and that's what you've done. You know, and you've tried, Huddersfield really well, you've got a letting agent, but you tried something a little bit new.
Yeah.
And it's working really well.
I think that's what's great about the training and the crash course, that it stays current and it stays modern, so it's always applicable to wherever you are.
Yeah.
And yeah, like my parents didn't know about rent to rent, but because of your training, they felt assured that it was gonna work once the room started to get rented.
Yeah.
And it's ideal for him because, whilst he's got a part of this, he didn't have any more money to go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But rent to rent he can do, and that's his baby, something he can do completely by himself and take responsibility for.
Yeah. And the experience, not just the money, the $550 you'll make a month, but the experience from rent to rent. People say to me, they say, "Oh, rent to rent is really risky, be careful." It's like, well, hang on a minute. You've got break clauses. You put down £1,000 into the rent to rent. Worst case, you exercise your break clause, you lose a few grand and walk away. Best case, you're gonna get loads of experience. You're gonna make $550 a month. You're gonna go and get more, like, financial freedom.
Yeah.
So you're just looking at best case, worst case, bringing the facts, then making a quick decision, which is exactly what you did. So you've taught him well as well. And you told me you feel like you've almost got 2 mentors. You've got your parents, you've got me, and then you just run in with everything you've got.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are the plans for you the next 12 months?
Next one, I've set my targets. I want to be at the financial freedom stage as soon as possible. I'm kind of predicting that probably around May, June time.
And then I know you're aspiring to come on Winners on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll be when I'm on Winners on a Wednesday.
Good.
And
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, this time next year, I want my passive income from property to be about £4,000 a month.
Wow, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I think you got what it takes.
Yeah.
I think you got what it takes.
Okay, so we're tiling sort of up to top of the shower level on these 2 walls, and then vinyl on the floor, shower to go in, bath panel to go in, basin, that's it.
Great. So I hope you enjoyed that video. A lot of golden nuggets from Tom and his mom. You're going to see Tom real soon on Winners on a Wednesday. You want to see more videos like that? Check them out right here. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that right here. And if you want to come to the Property Investors Crash Course, it's free, and you can do that in the description. I'll leave a link. Get booked on. See you soon.